Hey everyone, so a lot of you saw my post yesterday on Summoner Society. So since then, I've been talking to a bunch of players, and one of their main problems was not knowing when to split push and when to group. So I'm going to look over at this game that I actually played this morning to walk you through what I actually think about and some of the things, the questions that I ask myself throughout the game, whether to group or not. So if we actually pause the game here just to take a look at the state of the game, I just got top tower right now. If we look at the scoreboard, we're pretty far ahead. But again, uh, they kind of outscale us because they have a Karthus and Ezreal, and we have Lucian and things like that. So my job right now is I'm a lot of people in this situation. They want to know, okay, my team's ahead. How do I know to group and how do I know when to stay in the side lane? So what I'm going to do here at this point in the time, these are the questions that I'm asking myself. Number one, what is the level of hard engage on the enemy team? So as I'm going to base, I'm just assessing, okay, you've got Diana, Karthus, Ezreal, Karma. Straight, in terms of just straight up engage, it's very, very little, and we have a Gragas and Lucian, so it's really hard for them to engage on us. Secondly, my strength in the side lane. How strong am I actually in the side lane if I were to go to the side lane? Right now, I'm very far ahead of Diana, and I feel pretty safe that they can't really kill me unless I overextend. So I'm very strong in the side lane, and I also have my ultimate coming up in a few seconds here. The other thing I like to think about is um, if I were to group, could we just straight up dive? Sometimes when you're really, really far ahead, it's beneficial just to group because you can literally just tower dive. But I didn't feel like we had the ability just to tower dive because, again, diving at Karthus and Karma Ezreal, they can be a little bit slippery, so I didn't really want to do that either. And I just wanted to exert a max amount of pressure on the map at this current point in time. So you see me here, and one thing I want to point out, all I'm doing in terms of my eyes, I'm barely looking at what I'm like the minions in front of me. All I'm doing is putting all my focus on concentrating on the mini map. So I'm just pushing. I see Mundo start the Rift Herald. I keep pushing. I keep pushing. I see Ezreal mid. Keep pushing. So what I want to do now is I just want to create as much pressure as possible. And now I just want to poke my head in here to see what's going on. Like how can I maybe someone's doing this and I actually see Karthus starting to do these Krugs. So I walk up and I actually try to steal them with my a red card, but then Diana pops around the corner and I actually have to flash here. So I flash out of the way, which is not a big deal. So I have a few things to think about here. Okay, how I've got corrupting pot ticking. I've got corrupting pot ticking, and I actually go in river here to see if there were any plants, but there was actually no plants. So I didn't see any plants at the time, and so I go back into top. And what I want to do is quickly sneak another few CS and then go back into the river. So this is what I see a big problem when people split pushing is that sometimes they'll just sit in the middle of the wave and they won't duck out into vision. And what I'm trying to do here, every single time I duck out into vision like this, they don't know whether I'm A, recalling, B, looking to roam mid, or I'm just sitting here waiting for the next wave. And if I toggle their vision right now, all I see, this is what they see. They don't know where I am. They don't know what I'm doing. So these guys have to respect my roam. Diana can't really push up too far because he doesn't know where I could be. And then he might want to just group because he thinks I'm gonna go mid. So I'm just exerting pressure by just ducking out of vision like this. What I end up doing, I think I go see the plant. I want the plant, and while I'm here, I want to get the Rift Scuttle. Diana tries to do something here. I don't know what she's doing, so I don't really want to fight here like this. I just kind of want to get this Rift Scuttle. Right. And now what I would see a lot of people is they would just, while they're here, they will just keep continually grouping. And again, I'm constantly asking myself these questions again and again and again. Can they hard engage? If I'm here, can we straight up dive? Um, Otherwise, if I go in the split, will that create more pressure? And then also, the another crucial question I actually forgot to explain before was this is what I always ask myself is if I'm in the side lane, do they still get control around river here? And what I mean by that is if the 4 or 3 that are in the mid lane still get to push the minion wave in first over the enemy team, that means they can control the vision around here. And if they don't need me there to do that, it is really makes my job as a split pusher really, really, really easy. And it'd be yeah, and it's just something that's like just a question I think about constantly. So I go back, I push up again, get this next wave. I'm constantly thinking, panning my camera mid. I see Karthus bot, and then I think I end up recalling here because I think the play's done. There's nothing else to get. Everyone should just reset right now. We've got the tower. I've made our move. They just do something. So I'm coming back again. Same questions. Where do I need to be? What do I need to do? Okay, I see my team resetting. Mundo's got the mid wave. Again, I know that they're all kind of recalling, responding to waves. I can just go straight back top here. So I go straight back top. Put some vision down before I push this next wave, just in case Diana's sitting in the bush or something like that. Push. Pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. And right now, there's a few things I was thinking actually in this point in time. I can't push up any further purely because no one's in mid. I mean, my Lucian's not ready. He's just reset and coming back on the map. Dragon's actually coming up in. If I can, it doesn't actually say, but I knew it was coming up in around like 30 seconds or something like that, 40 seconds. And I was thinking, okay, I actually thought that we were so far ahead that they wouldn't even contest. So what I actually originally wanted to do was just hover around here to see if they look for this next mid wave or start to move in for vision and look for an ultimate. And then I actually realized in real time I shouldn't have walked through here because Karthus or someone could have easily been here and I could have got picked off. But at the time I already committed. And now I actually walk mid to get this next mid wave because they actually just went straight to dragon and I couldn't get that next top wave. So I get this next mid wave. And again, right now, I choose not to group on this dragon purely, and that's based off the assumption because I both have ultimate and teleport, as well as we're so far ahead that I don't think they need me to control that area, and I wouldn't think that they would just walk up and fight. So I go back top. And then here, I was actually looking to ult on mid, and as soon as I press ult, I see them around the corner, and I actually get jumped on. I nearly escape here, but Diana flashes on me. Which is a bit of unfortunate timing. I probably shouldn't have took that route through here. I actually should have went through river, but what happens happens. But because they committed resources for me, we got to push down mid here and get if we get the inhib or not, not sure. And they all die, which is whatever. Let's fast forward a little bit here. Fast forward, fast forward. Okay, now what am I thinking? All right, my team's dead. I got to respond to this wave, so I'm going to respond to this wave. Dragon's still up. I'm assuming that probably one of them is going to go for that dragon. And this is my opportunity to push all the way out because I have Mundo here hovering me topside, and also I'm assuming that they had to reset and they probably want that dragon as well. So it's probably safe for me to push out top. So as an opportunity to quickly get my blue before I get in the side. Okay, this is another, and this is the difference here. Let's go back a little bit. As I'm getting the blue, I'm just not mindless. I'm thinking again. I'm not mindlessly just getting this blue buff. I'm thinking, okay, where is everyone? And I actually remember thinking in here, I'm like, oh wait, Ezreal's bot. They just got dragon, and Ezreal's still bot. There's no reason for me to go top right now. This is an actual opportunity for me to look for a fight mid because we have a man advantage. And again, that the theory of split pushing or the theory of knowing when to engage all relies around the fact of man advantage fights straight up. So here I saw Ezreal bot. I'm like, I want to fight. So I'm looking for a stun card. We engage. I flash on Karthus for the stun. And then we end up killing him as well. And then we end up getting Baron. And see how then the difference is with me is I'm constantly thinking, when is it my opportunity to engage? And as soon as they slip up, I'm just ready to go. But this all is predicated on the fact that I'm constantly thinking and asking myself this question. And then I think we end up getting this Baron and getting out. All right, so we recall, and again, let's see what we do here. I teleport just to use my spell book and kind of get back on the map. What do I see? Okay, I see um, they haven't reset yet. I know some of these people haven't reset yet, and I know that right now there's no tower mid and there's a free open in here mid. So what I see actually is this is an opportunity, and as soon as I see Vayne bot, look at this. As soon as I see Vayne bot, I'm like, wait, what are they doing? Why are they splitting when we have Baron? So I just ult, bang, stun card, keep going, stun card again. He's dead, and then we just push through here to get this inhibitor. And again, exact same thing. As soon as I saw someone go on the side, I'm ready to go. And now we go to the next lane. And I think that's all the main topics in this game. So what I want to do again is quickly run through, summarize the points in this game. My biggest advice for people in terms of when to split push and when to group, you have to be able to answer these questions in your head. Firstly, one, how effective is their engage, the enemy team's engage? Two, how effective is our ability to dive? Three, how is my effectiveness in the side lane? Can I push up in the side lane safety? Is it hard, difficult, really difficult for them to kill me? And four, do I need to group first with the team mid in order for them to allow me to get a bit of vision so then I can go into the side lane? Or is my team already strong enough that they get control anyway so I can go straight into the side lane? And the last piece of the puzzle, when to actually engage and group, is when you've made someone react to a side wave in the side lane, like we've seen this game or a few times people went in the side lane, I just use that as an opportunity to go. And it doesn't matter if I'm TF, Fizz, or anything. A lot of the time, it's the exact same concepts here. So uh, try these out. Try asking yourself these questions in real time, and do it while you're in periods of the game where you're not doing anything. Coming out of base, doing a blue buff, doing a buff, doing camp, anything. And let me know how that goes. And if there's any videos or things you want me to expand on, just leave a comment below under the video.